Hey, what's happening, guys? Thanks for checking out the Aaron Advantage. Recently, I made a video about common misconceptions about buying a house. Here are some more misconceptions you might have heard. Okay, so I'm a real estate agent that specializes in residential sales. I don't do leasing of any kind. But the truth is, buying is not necessarily always better than renting. Depending on what your goals are, how long you plan to stay in a place, or anything else really factors into whether or not you should buy a home. I tell people all the time, my job is not to sell you a house, it's to help facilitate the transaction that's best for you. So if you come to me and tell me that, hey, you know what, I'm thinking about buying a place and being there maybe a year or two, I might tell you it's not the best option. Not only that, if you're not handy or you don't want to deal with stuff at home, renting may be a better option so you can have someone else take care of things for you that you don't want to handle. Just because prices are good and interest rates are low does not mean that buying is always better than renting. Anybody ever heard of the year 2008? I think that proved that real estate is not always a good investment. Now, prices have gone up and things have been better since then, but you really need to make sure that you're paying attention to other factors that may not even be present at the home you're looking at. Once again, talk to a real estate professional. They're going to be able to help you figure out whether the property you're looking at is actually a good investment or not. So this is a question that I've actually had asked a few times. People are like, I've been renting for a long time. I really don't want to pay property taxes. Well, guess what? Rent is actually more expensive than buying a home a lot of times. And part of that is because owners of properties who pay property taxes pass along that cost in your rent. So just because you're not physically paying the property taxes on the home that you live in doesn't necessarily mean that you're not getting hit with that cost. I touched on this a little bit in my last video, but the truth is a lot of people think that a pre-approval means banks feel confident that you can afford that price. That's not the case at all. That pre-approval amount is based on your debt to income, your credit score, and other factors that don't include like your cell phone bill, whether or not you love to go out to eat, or anything else that's a lifestyle choice. A lot of people try to go out and maximize that pre-approval amount, and then they realize that, hey, the utilities on this house are a lot more than I expected. That's going to factor into what I can do. And guess what? I can't afford to go out to eat anymore, or even buy groceries for this awesome new home that I have. Just because you're approved for an amount of a loan doesn't mean you can afford the property. Make sure you're talking to your real estate agent to find out all of the other costs that might be hidden in purchasing that home, and make sure you're still comfortable moving forward. This is another thing that a lot of people don't even think about. They're always looking at what's the 30-year rate. The truth is there are a lot of different options that are available for mortgage terms that might be better suited for you. Especially if you're looking at a refinance or something else, with the way the rates are today, you might be able to drop down to a 20 or even a 15-year mortgage and find out that the payment's really not that bad. Make sure when you talk to your lender, you ask them plenty of questions about the different payments at these different terms, and you might find that there's a different term besides a 30-year that's best suited for you. So this is another misconception that a lot of people have about their house payment. The truth is, your principal and interest payments will never change if you get a fixed rate mortgage. But there are adjustable rate mortgages, so make sure you know the difference there. And if you're escrowing your property taxes and insurance, that number can fluctuate from year to year, which means your house payment could change as well. Making sure you understand what is actually going to stay the same every month and what could change is definitely something that you want to do before you get yourself into a contract. Hey, thanks for checking out this video on some more misconceptions that people have about buying a home. As always, if you have questions about purchasing a property yourself, please let me know in the comments below, or feel free to give me a shout at 812-779-6273. This is for you, Andrea.